It might be time for you to go ghost mode. Now, when I say ghost mode, what do I mean? I mean harnessing the 16th law and the 48 laws of power. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Temporarily withdraw from your group. Create value through the scarcity of your time. Time is something of value. You will hear me say this over and over and over again on this channel, and I want to get that through to you. Time is something of value. You spend time. And sometimes you need to spend that time alone. Sometimes you need to spend your time doing something for you. I think that we all have goals that we need to reach, and there are long-term goals and there are short-term goals. Sometimes you need to really focus on a short-term goal so that it can compound onto the long-term goal. You know what I mean? If you don't ever accomplish this one thing, it's not going to ever translate to the bigger thing. It's like a puzzle, right? You're completing this section of the bigger picture so that it can help with the whole overall bigger picture. But you got to complete this section first. Going ghost mode is about exactly that. When your time is scarce and people cannot access you 24/7 all the time, that makes it more valuable. It makes it more valuable. You can't be missed if you're never gone. So take a little time away. I am by no means advocating that you're doing this for a long period of time. Going ghost is a temporary thing. This is for short-term goals, so I would advocate anywhere from 3 to 6 months, maybe even a year tops. But you're really just taking a little bit of time for yourself. This is time for you to focus on you. This is time for you to withdraw from everybody, disappear, go ghost. We going straight Danny Phantom right now. I'm going ghost. I disappear, you can't see me. You know what I mean? I'm going into the ghost zone. I'm going to another zone where I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to do my own thing. Now you see me, now you don't. You know what I mean? Now you see me, now you don't. And when it's time for you to pop out real quick, you know what I mean? That's when you hit them with the boo, peekaboo. That's when it's time to pop back out. But until then, you going ghost. Nobody sees from you. Nobody hears from you. Nobody knows what you're doing. You're elevating in silence. You're elevating unseen. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what's going on. It's just you. You're taking this time for you. There's only 3 simple rules to ghost mode. The first rule of ghost mode is to focus on one thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. I think this is one of our biggest problems that we have in the modern day, is that we're always constantly trying to multitask. We're always trying to do everything at the same time. We're always fracturing our attention. We are fracturing our focus and trying to do so many things at one time, juggling as many objects as we can. When in reality, if you really just took some time to focus on one thing, you keep the main thing, you will succeed in that thing because you're putting all your focus, your time, your energy towards doing that. You know what I'm saying? You just drop all that other stuff temporarily. We can pick it back up later. Build this first, because this is what's the most important thing for you, whatever that might be. I don't know what that is for you. You have a goal in mind. I know as you're watching this video, you might have a goal in mind. Saving a certain amount of money, getting rid of a certain amount of debt, losing some weight, gaining some muscle, going and getting a certification, moving to a new city, getting out of your parents' house, trying to leave the hood, trying to get this specific type of licensing, trying to build this business, trying to build this dream. Take all your time, take all your attention, take all your spiritual currency and focus. You need to focus on this one particular thing and make it happen. You can manifest this into your life. You can make this come into fruition. You could bring it into your existence. You could bring it into your reality. Look, there's so many examples of keeping the main thing, right? When I think of that, I think of like Raising Cane's chicken. Raising Cane's chicken is so specific, right? You go to Raising Cane's, all you could get is chicken and bread. You get some French fries, you can get you a drink, maybe some lemonade, whatever, but they got chicken and bread. That's what they got. Could they introduce a burger? Could they introduce a taco? Could they introduce a pizza? They could. But guess what? The guy who made Raising Cane's, he's like a multi-billionaire because he kept the main thing. He do chicken and bread. You know what I'm saying? It's chicken and bread. He kept it simple. He kept the main thing. Sometimes you got to just focus on one thing. Don't be trying to expand. Don't be trying to multitask. Don't be trying to juggle. Stop fracturing your attention. Stop dividing your attention. Stop giving it a third. Stop giving it a quarter. Hell, stop even giving it half your attention. Give it 100%. This is your sign to go all in. Go all in. Go all in. Just this one time. Humor me. For once in your life, keep the main thing. For once in your life, go all in on this one thing. I want you to tell me afterwards what happens. I think the main reason why we have this obsession in the modern day with multitasking is to slyly give us this excuse, right? It gives us an excuse if things don't work out. If things do not pass through, if things don't happen the way you want them to, you could always be like, oh, I was juggling so many balls at one time. I was doing so much at one time. I had so much on my plate. So yeah, I couldn't accomplish my goal. But deep down inside, if you was to really sit there and focus, you probably could. But you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of things not working out. You're afraid that if something was to go wrong, you'd have to take 100% accountability for your failure. Because if you focused 100% on that one thing and it didn't work out, you're the only one to blame. You're the only one to point the finger at. And nobody wants that, right? Everybody is scared of that. But here's the thing that I'm trying to tell you. If you focus on that one thing, if you keep the main thing, the likelihood of you failing is actually very low. The second rule of ghost mode is no distractions. No distractions. We are taking all of our distractions away. I don't care what it is. This is our time to disappear and elevate in silence. So that means that we got to have no distractions, nothing around us that's going to take us away from this goal. When we're going into ghost mode, we're going into our own zone. We're going into our own dimension. We're going into our own realm. But we're just going to focus on our goal and we're going to eliminate these distractions. There can't be nothing else but us just focusing on the thing that we need to get done. We're entering the hyperbolic time chamber. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, the hyperbolic time chamber, aka the room of time and spirit, it is a room where you can experience 1 year's worth of training in one day. This is from Dragon Ball Z for anybody who wants to know. Look, it's my favorite thing in the entire world. We'll talk about that later. But long story short, you're going to be in the hyperbolic time chamber. You're going to take that time. You're going to take this short period of time to really just focus on you. When you go into the hyperbolic time chamber, there's nothing in there. It's a room of white. It is a void. It's a room of white. There ain't nothing in there but you and your thoughts. There ain't nothing in there but you and your unlocked potential that you have nothing but time and space to be developing. There's no distractions. There ain't nothing in there. There ain't nobody to talk to. There ain't nothing to do. You're in this room of white. This is what I'm trying to tell you to do. You need to take this small period of time away. That small period of time, it really could seem as if it was longer because of how much you're focused. Because there's no distractions, it's going to seem hyperbolic. Time will exaggerate. Those 3 months could equal out to a year. You know what I'm saying? That little bit of time, that half a year, it could feel like you spent a year. Because you're focusing, because you're grinding, because you're harnessing your power. You're putting all your time, your effort, your spiritual currency into elevating in silence. Away from everyone. But it's temporary. There's rules to the hyperbolic time chamber. You can't stay in there for more than 1 day. Otherwise, you disappear forever. You know what I mean? You can't be in ghost mode forever. Look, you're going to disappear forever. You got to reintegrate back into society. But you do take that time away for yourself with no distractions, with nothing in the way, to get your goal done, to accomplish this thing, to manifest this new life. You want to elevate to a new vibration, a new frequency. You want to become a new version of yourself, a higher version of yourself. You taking this time. We in the hyperbolic time chamber. No distractions. Ain't nothing in there but you and your thoughts and your untapped potential for you to tap into. So the same way that you can only be in a hyperbolic time chamber for 1 day before it's a problem, I'm going to advocate that you can only be in ghost mode for 1 year before it's a problem. All right? A year is the max. That's the absolute max that I'm advocating for you to solve this short-term problem. Listen, you're going to live a long life. You have a lot of years, right? And every single year, there's always a million things that are going to pop up that could distract you. Every single year, there's always going to be something. There's always something. There's always a graduation. There's always a birthday. There's always the holidays. There's always something. I'm not telling you to miss the most important things in your life to the most important people in your life, but some of these things are a little petty, right? Some of these things we can miss out on. Yes, they're special. I'm not denying that. I'm not placing no value on it, but sometimes you can miss out if that means you're sacrificing it for the greater good of getting something done. Because you're not sacrificing it for nothing. You're not sacrificing it to stay home and scroll on your phone. You're sacrificing it to grind. You're sacrificing it to make sure that you're bringing your dream into fruition, to get this weight off of your body, to pay down this debt. You know what I'm saying? To build that business. Whatever that goal might be, you know what I mean? You have that goal in mind. Stop being distracted. There's always something that's going to pop up. But you can't always attend. You can't always decide that I'm going to put my goals on the back burner. For 1 year, this year, This couple months. You know what I'm saying? This time. Skip out on it. Stop allowing everybody to access you at all times. Stop allowing everybody to text you and call you whenever they feel like it. You can't answer right now. You're busy. Stop showing up to every single event. Stop showing up to every single small thing that happens. Rule number 3 of ghost mode, you must fight your demons. You need to clear your conscience. You need to face yourself. You need to look yourself in the mirror and figure out what this thing is that's been paining you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot on your mind. There's a lot on your soul. There's a lot on your spirit. It is for all of us. But during this temporary moment in time, you need to also focus on trying to solve that, right? There's one main thing, the same way that you're keeping the main thing that you're focusing on to try to build. You need to focus on this one thing that's breaking you down. You got to figure out what this demon is that you need to fight. You know what I mean? You can't fight a demon until you know his name. And once you know his name, that's when you can take it down. So you got to claim it. You got to call it by what it is. Is it addiction? Is it lust? You know, is it laziness? Is it sloth? Is it your gluttony? Are you being too greedy? Is there a past misdeed that you feel so guilty and shameful about that you need to eliminate your shame and guilt? You know, there's something that's aching you. There's something that's paining you. You need to fight it. And I'm not saying that this is the one time that you're only ever going to fight with your demons. You're going to fight with your demons lifelong. There's always new demons to pop up. You know what I'm saying? Every new level, new devil. But you got to fight this one, right? You got to fight this one specifically. There's something in your life that, you know what I mean? You need to squabble up with this thing. This is what this time period is for. Clear your conscience. You know what I mean? Clear your conscience. Get that monkey off your back. You got some kind of shame or some guilt, some kind of, you know, some kind of anger issue. Fight your depression, fight your low self-esteem, fight your procrastination, fight anything. Fight it, right? Fight them demons. This is Yu Yu Hakusho now. We fighting demons. We in the dark tournament. You know what I mean? We have to fight these demons. We got to get all this off of us. This is a very specific time period where you can call that demon by its name and take it out. You squabble up with it. Take it out. It's affecting you. It's affecting your progress. It's affecting the rest of your life. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing right now. We're gonna fight them demons. Going back to the hyperbolic time chamber, you got to have mental fortitude to even be in there. Because there's no distractions, because it's only one thing for you to focus on, and that's you and your potential. Obviously, that means you're going to be fighting whatever's in your head. You know, we all got something in our head. We all got something in our heart. You got to fight that. You're going to be coming to terms with yourself. You're going to be coming to grips with yourself. During this time, you might experience anti-visions. And I'll speak about anti-visions more in another video, but anti-visions is essentially when you visualize the worst case scenario. When you visualize what happens if you don't level up. When you visualize what happens when you don't succeed, when you don't get what you want, when you don't accomplish this goal, when you don't do your dream, right? An anti-vision is everything that you don't want, and you can visualize that in your head. Damn, if I don't get my money together, what's gonna happen? If I don't get my health together, what's gonna happen? If I don't get this depression in order, what's gonna happen? If I don't get my laziness in order, what's gonna happen? If I don't follow my dream, what's gonna happen? But you don't harbor on it. You don't dwell. You don't dwell because you don't want to bring that energy around you. You don't want to develop that negativity around you. But snap out of that anti-vision. You could fix that. You could fix that. Snap out of it. Keep doing what you need to do. Fight your demons. Fight your battles. Focus. Eliminate distraction. It's just for a period of time. But we're going to get rid of this thing. You're always going to need to heal from something. You're always going to have something that you're going to have to face. You're always going to have something that you're going to have to process. This is just one of those moments. But in this moment, you could really knock out a couple demons. You get what I'm saying? So focus. Fight them. That's what ghost mode is about. You know what I mean? You go on ghost, you disappear, and you're elevating in silence. And this is all to become a higher version of yourself. To become a better version of yourself. When Bruce Wayne wanted to become whatever he wanted to become, he didn't realize he was going to become Batman. He didn't know. He didn't have a specific thing in mind. He just knew he needed to disappear. He just knew he needed to get away. He knew he needed to elevate in silence. He went away to the Himalayas. He trained amongst the League of Shadows. Now, he was gone for years and years and years. But again, this ain't no movie. But it's, we're using this as inspiration. So he trained for years and years and years with the League of Shadows, developing himself, developing his mental fortitude, getting his mind right, getting his soul right, getting his body right, getting his everything right. Recognizing his potential. He knew that he wanted to become a better version of himself. And he knew he needed to step away to do it. He knew he needed to take that time. So he went up there with Ra's al Ghul and all them. Training, battling. Getting all kind of battle scars. He took that time away. He elevated in silence. Gone. Unseen. No one could see him. Nobody knew where he was. Nobody knew what he was doing. They couldn't contact him. They couldn't get to him. He was just out there doing his thing. And by the end of it, he came back with a new resolve. He came back with a new vision of who he wanted to be. He came back with a new identity. He ain't just Bruce Wayne no more. Now he is the Batman. He is the Cape Crusader. He walking around Gotham City, putting in work. You know what I'm saying? He had to fight his demons. He had to fight his fears. He had to process his emotions. He had to go through all that stuff that happened in his childhood, and he had to deal with it. He had to deal with it. He had to get through that. You need to get through that. You know what I mean? What are your biggest fears? What is this thing that's holding you back? There wasn't no distractions up there. He was grinding. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it. All that pain, all that anguish, all that suffering, all that training, all that work. It's all worth it. So he could become this new version of himself that could never be if he never took that time away. He had to walk away so that he could come back stronger, so he could come back better. And even in his personal life, right? Even in his personal life as Bruce Wayne, because he was gone for so long, when he comes back, everybody like, Bruce, where you been? Wow, you look great. Wow, look at your energy, your aura, your vibe. Bruce, what's going on? What happened? What did you do? Where you been? They don't know. Right? They don't know. They don't understand what's giving Bruce that je ne sais quoi. They don't know. But they could feel it. They could feel the aura different. Why is the aura different? Because he took that time away. He went ghost mode. You can do the same thing. Go ghost mode. Disappear and elevate in silence. Come back better. Come back a better version of yourself. You can do it. But you just need to focus. Look, going ghost mode is a temporary withdrawal. It is a short period of time in which you are gaining mental clarity, when you're focusing on one thing, when you're eliminating distractions, when you're fighting your demons. It's a temporary withdrawal where you increase your value through the scarcity of your time. You're just going to be away from others for just a little bit of time to focus on you and make yourself better. It's worth it. It's worth you doing this at least once in your life. Just take some time for you. It's all for you, right? It's all for you. And essentially, when you're a better you for other people too. But at the end of the day, do not go ghost mode if you're not ready to do it. If you're not ready to focus, if you're not ready to battle your demons, if you're not there yet mentally, then just don't do it. Save it for another time. You always have your whole life to take this section of time. And you could do it multiple times in your life if you really wanted to. But don't do it unless you're ready. Because it's going to be hard. There's going to be some nights that are going to be difficult. There's going to be some days that you're not going to really feel like it, but you got to push through, right? It's just got to happen because that's the rules, right? That's part of the rules. You got to just make it happen. But you can do it. And if you do it, I want to know what happens. Tell me the results. Tell me how it works for you. Go ghost. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about with y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Go ghost, go Danny Phantom. I'm going ghost. Now you see me, now you don't. You know what I mean? And when you reappear, peekaboo. Boo. But either way, you already know I got to thank you. I truly, truly got to thank you if you watch this long, if you watch this far, and if you've been tuning in. I got to thank you from the bottom of my heart because realistically, you could be anywhere in the world. But you're here with me. And I appreciate that. So much love. I hope to see you in the next one. All right, peace.